Well, for example, I don't mean to talk about your private life, except to say there's a good example of how difficult it must be to be involved in a divorce or a separation, whatever it happens to be at the moment, and have to share that with the world.
Yes, there are some things that you would like to. I think they're hard enough to deal with privately. I think it's painful, and then when it becomes public and it becomes everyone's business, then it becomes even harder to deal with, because you're not just dealing with the feelings of two people and his family and my family. You're dealing with all the outside forces, which tend to make it harder to deal with. I mean, you're constantly reading about it in the paper.
Farrah Fawcett, born February 2nd, 1947, was an American actress and iconic symbol of the 1970s. With her dazzling smile, cascading blonde hair, and undeniable charisma, she captured the hearts of millions worldwide. She was most known for her role as Jill Munroe in Charlie's Angels, a role she's still remembered for today. Her portrayal of Munroe, the athletic and fearless private investigator, epitomized the era's fascination with independent and empowered women. Beyond her role in Charlie's Angels, Farrah Fawcett showcased her acting prowess in various film and TV projects, earning critical acclaim and a dedicated fan base. She received several award nominations, including Emmy and Golden Globe nominations for her work in television movies such as The Burning Bed and Small Sacrifices. Aside from her acting career, Fawcett's influence extended into the realms of fashion and popular culture. Her iconic red swimsuit poster, featuring her radiant smile and tousled hair, became a best-selling poster of all time, cementing her status as a sex symbol and fashion icon of the 1970s. Farrah Fawcett's legacy continues to endure long after her passing in 2009. She remains an enduring symbol of beauty, strength, and empowerment, remembered not only for her talent as an actress, but also for her immense courage in facing personal challenges, particularly her public battle with cancer, which she documented in the poignant television special Farrah's Story. But behind the camera, there was much of a fuss made about Farrah Fawcett's personal life. And as with many great actresses, these incidents would often overshadow her talents. There were also many rumors that spread during her life, and now, over a decade after her death, these rumors are now being discussed again. Facts First presents The Farrah Fawcett Rumors Are Now Confirmed 15 years after her death. Farrah Fawcett was linked to many famous men during her career. But as she was also an ambitious actress, the relationships didn't always work out. And of course, the paparazzi had to chase after her to prepare their lurid stories for the tabloids. Her first marriage was to actor Lee Majors. They met via Majors' publicist and hit it off quickly. They were married for 9 years, from 1973 until their divorce in 1982. Farrah Fawcett and Lee Majors were one of the most iconic couples of the 70s, epitomizing glamour, success, and Hollywood allure. Their marriage, which began in 1973, was a high-profile union that captured the imagination of fans around the world. But behind the glitz and glamour, the relationship faced numerous challenges, ultimately leading to their divorce. By this time, Farrah Fawcett hadn't yet become a part of the soon-to-be hit television series Charlie's Angels. She would eventually play Jill Munroe 3 years after marrying Lee Majors, and once Charlie's Angels became a hit, she became absolutely unavailable. Nevertheless, at this time, she was still a rather well-known actress, known primarily for her work in the feature film Myra Breckinridge. Lee Majors, on the other hand, was already a household name, thanks to his role as Steve Austin in The $6 Million Man, a science fiction series that enjoyed immense popularity. It should be noted that Farrah Fawcett had also made guest appearances on 4 episodes of the show. Their marriage in 1973 was seen as a union of 2 Hollywood powerhouses, a match made in Tinseltown heaven. However, as their careers continued to soar, the pressures of fame, coupled with demanding work schedules, began to take a toll on their relationship. Farrah's skyrocketing success with Charlie's Angels propelled her into the stratosphere of celebrity, while Lee Majors continued to command attention with his role in The $6 Million Man. The media scrutiny surrounding their marriage was relentless, with tabloids and paparazzi constantly hounding the couple for any tidbit of information. Every aspect of the relationship was scrutinized, from their public appearances to their private moments. The intense spotlight placed immense pressure on Ferrah and Lee, making it difficult for them to maintain a sense of normalcy in their marriage. Despite their best efforts to keep the relationship out of the public eye, rumors of discord began to surface. Speculation about infidelity and conflicts behind closed doors only fueled the media frenzy surrounding their marriage. Ferrah's burgeoning film career and desire to explore new opportunities further strained their already fragile relationship, as she sought to establish herself as more than just a television star. In 1977, after 4 years of marriage, Farrah Fawcett and Lee Majors announced their separation, sending shockwaves through Hollywood and their legion of fans. The dissolution of their marriage was met with intense media scrutiny, with tabloids dissecting every aspect of their relationship and speculating on the reasons behind their split. Despite their best efforts to maintain privacy, the glare of the spotlight proved too harsh to escape. Their divorce in 1982 marked the end of an era for Ferrah and Lee, signaling the conclusion of a once promising union that had captured the hearts of millions. While both went on to find success in their respective careers, their marriage remained a defining chapter in Hollywood history, a testament to the challenges faced by couples in the spotlight. The pressures of fame, coupled with the constant attention from the media, undoubtedly played a significant role in the demise of Farrah Fawcett and Lee Majors' marriage. Despite their undeniable chemistry and shared success, their marriage ultimately succumbed to the pressures of fame, leaving behind a legacy that continues to fascinate fans.
But the two careers in one family have broken up many marriages, Farrah. There is a thing about being together. You know, they say maybe you can be together too much. I'm a believer that you must be together because it's the day-to-day habit that builds all the things. That's difficult for you and Lee, because he had to be on location not too long ago, and you had to be on location.
Right.
How do you manage to? Because your marriage is about as strong and solid as any I know in this town.
It is. I think that it takes a lot of thought and a lot of preparation. In other words, we kind of had to psych ourselves into it and say, if I take this job and you take that job, which obviously are important to both of us, what's going to happen to us? And I mean, we're very careful about that, and we care about us, but we know that we have the rest of our lives to be together.
By the time Farrah Fawcett had separated, she was one of the hottest stars in Hollywood. When they divorced in 1982, she was still a heartthrob desired by men all over the world. She had left Charlie's Angels after just one season, yet that season was enough to make her an in-demand actress. Not to mention, a few years earlier, she appeared in a swimsuit poster that took the world by storm. While we might be used to swimsuit posters and photos of celebrities today, this wasn't always the norm at the time, and owning a poster of Farrah Fawcett in her swimsuit was something every male fan wanted. As she was a woman so desired, it was only natural that a hint of any relationship with a man would attract the obsession of tabloid journalists. After departing from the iconic role of Jill Munroe in Charlie's Angels, Farrah Fawcett continued to captivate audiences with her talent and charisma, solidifying her status as not only an actress but also a timeless sex symbol. Although her departure from the show could have been a risky career move, Fawcett navigated her post-Angels career with grace and versatility, showcasing her acting prowess across various mediums. One of the notable highlights of Fawcett's career after Charlie's Angels was her transition to the big screen. She took on diverse roles that demonstrated her range as an actress, earning critical acclaim and maintaining her status as a box office draw. In 1980, she delivered a powerful performance in the film The Burning Bed, portraying a battered wife who seeks justice against her abusive husband. Her portrayal earned her both Emmy and Golden Globe nominations, showcasing her ability to tackle complex and challenging roles with depth and authenticity. Despite her success in dramatic roles, Fawcett's allure as a sex symbol remained undiminished. Her iconic poster, featuring her trademark feathered hair and dazzling smile, continued to adorn the walls of millions, maintaining her status as an enduring symbol of beauty and glamour. But as she was receiving praise for her work, there was always a section of the press that was eager to find out about her personal life.
Now, I knew who she was. She was a Charlie's Angels, but I hadn't seen Charlie's Angels. I didn't know the intensity of her popularity, not really. was a snob, movies. So I went and I played, and there she was in the driveway. My God, she was breathtaking.
Right. Farrah Fawcett's relationship with Ryan O'Neal stands as one of Hollywood's most storied romances. Their love story, marked by passion, tumult, and enduring affection, captivated the public's imagination during the 70s and beyond. Their initial encounter blossomed into a whirlwind romance that mirrored the intensity of their on-screen personas, creating a narrative that transcended the silver screen. The sparks between Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal ignited on the set of the film The Thief Who Came to Dinner in 1972, though they had of course met when she was still married to Lee Majors. Both rising stars in their own right, their chemistry was palpable, and it wasn't long before their on-screen collaboration translated into a real-life romance. Their connection seemed almost predestined, with Fawcett's radiant beauty and O'Neal's rugged charm complementing each other perfectly. Their relationship quickly became the talk of Tinseltown, as tabloids and fans alike clamored for details of their love affair. The coupling of two of Hollywood's brightest stars seemed like a match made in heaven, and the public eagerly followed their every move. As their romance blossomed, Fawcett and O'Neal became inseparable, often photographed together at glamorous events and on romantic getaways. Their affection for one another was evident, with gestures of love and admiration openly displayed both on and off the red carpet. O'Neal, already an established actor, stood by her side as she became one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. Together, they epitomized the glitz and glamour of celebrity romance, their love story capturing the hearts of millions around the world. Despite their undeniable chemistry and outward displays of affection, Fawcett and O'Neal's relationship still had its challenges. The demands of their respective careers often kept them apart for extended periods, leading to strains on their relationship, and the intense scrutiny of the media and public spotlight added pressure to their already complicated dynamic. But through the ups and downs, Fawcett and O'Neal's bond remained resilient. Their genuine affection for one another was evident in the way they supported and stood by each other through triumphs and tribulations. Theirs was a love story that transcended the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, rooted in a deep emotional connection that endured despite the challenges they faced. Their first relationship together ultimately came to a bittersweet end, but eventually it rekindled, which we'll get to a bit later. Oddly enough, while Lee Majors was married to Farrah Fawcett, he unintentionally contributed to her affair with Ryan O'Neal, which began shortly after they met. While Lee Majors was away in Canada shooting a film, he encouraged Ryan O'Neal to keep in touch with Farrah so she wouldn't be lonely. He even encouraged him to take her out to dinner. He must have regretted this later because Ryan O'Neal did take Farrah out, and the two of them hit it off quickly. Let's first take a look at who Ryan O'Neal was at this time. O'Neal was born April 20th, 1941 in LA. He emerged as one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading men during the 1970s. With his rugged good looks and charismatic presence, O'Neal carved out a niche for himself in both film and television, earning critical acclaim and widespread popularity. O'Neal's journey to stardom began in the 60s with early roles in television shows like Perry Mason and The Alfred Hitchcock Hour. But it was his breakout performance in the film Love Story in 1970 that catapulted him to A-list status. Portraying the role of Oliver Barrett IV, a wealthy Harvard student who falls in love with a working-class girl played by Ally McGraw, O'Neal captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. The film's iconic line, "Love means never having to say you're sorry," became synonymous with O'Neal's portrayal of the romantic lead, cementing his status as a bona fide Hollywood heartthrob. Following the success of Love Story, O'Neal continued to solidify his reputation as a leading man in films like Barry Lyndon in 1975, directed by Stanley Kubrick, and A Bridge Too Far in '77, alongside an ensemble of Hollywood heavyweights. His performances showcased a depth and versatility that transcended the romantic archetype he had become known for, earning him critical acclaim and further establishing his star power. Despite his professional success, O'Neal's personal life was marked by turbulence, particularly in his romantic relationships. Before his relationship with Farrah, O'Neal experienced 2 divorces that garnered significant media attention. His first marriage to actress Joanna Moore in 1963 ended in divorce in '67 after a tumultuous relationship plagued by substance abuse and infidelity. The couple had 3 children together, including Tatum O'Neal, who later became the youngest actress to win an Academy Award for her role in Paper Moon in 1973. Following his divorce from Moore, O'Neal married his second wife, Lee Taylor Young, in 1967. Their marriage, like his first, was marred by personal struggles, including O'Neal's ongoing battle with addiction. The couple welcomed a son, Patrick O'Neal, before ultimately divorcing in 1973. Despite the challenges of his personal life, O'Neal's career continued to flourish, and he remained a prominent figure in Hollywood throughout the 80s and beyond.
Do you remember the first time you gave her the kiss of death in real life?
Oh, yeah, sure. Like it was yesterday.
Really? Tell me about that moment.
I remember it because I had to get 2 stitches in my lower lip. I bled seriously. But
was it that intense?
it was, well, look what I'm kissing. Look at the mouth on this girl.
In front of the camera and while being interviewed by talk show hosts like Arsenio Hall, Ryan O'Neal and Farrah Fawcett seemed to have a relationship that most of us would envy. But behind the scenes, there was something much darker. Ryan and Farrah never married, even after she divorced Lee Majors. But they seemed like the perfect couple who didn't need marriage to show their commitment through a contract. But was the relationship as wonderful as it seemed? Before we get to that, let's quickly explore some of her other high-profile relationships outside of Ryan O'Neal. Farrah's relationship with Canadian filmmaker James Orr was a significant chapter in her personal life. They met in the early 90s and quickly formed a deep connection, drawn together by their shared passions for art and filmmaking. They became an item shortly after she left Ryan O'Neal, though she rekindled with O'Neal later in life. James Orr, known for his work as a writer and director, brought a new dynamic into Fawcett's life. Their relationship blossomed against the backdrop of mutual creative endeavors, with Orr's artistic sensibilities complementing Fawcett's own talents as an actress and artist. As their romance flourished, Fawcett and Orr were often seen together at public events, their affection for one another evident to those around them. Despite the challenges that accompany relationships in the public eye, they appeared to be deeply in love. However, behind the facade of their seemingly idyllic romance, cracks began to emerge. Reports of tumultuous arguments and heated disputes surfaced, hinting at the darker undercurrents lurking beneath the surface. Despite these challenges, Fawcett remained committed to making their love work, hoping their shared bond would ultimately prevail. Tragically, their relationship took a devastating turn in 1998 when James Orr assaulted Farrah Fawcett during a violent altercation. The incident, which happened during a heated argument, shocked the public and sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Fawcett, a beloved icon revered by millions, found herself thrust into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, forced to confront the harsh reality of domestic violence. In the aftermath of the assault, Fawcett bravely spoke out about her experience, shedding light on the prevalence of domestic abuse and the urgent need for societal change. Her courage in coming forward empowered other victims to break their silence and seek help, sparking a national conversation about the importance of ending violence against women. Despite her traumatic ordeal, Farrah emerged from the darkness with a newfound strength and resilience. She refused to let the scars of her past define her, choosing to use her platform to advocate for change and raise awareness about the issue of domestic violence. Farrah's relationship with football player Greg Lott was a big aspect of her personal life, spanning decades and defying the odds of fame and fortune. Their story began during Fawcett's undergraduate years at the University of Texas at Austin. Their relationship blossomed against the backdrop of college life, characterized by the excitement of youth. Despite the demands of Fawcett's burgeoning acting career, she and Lott remained deeply connected, their bond strengthened by shared experiences and mutual admiration. But as Fawcett's star continued to rise in Hollywood and his successful athletic career, they eventually grew apart. Despite her many accomplishments, her heart remained tethered to Greg Lott, the love of her youth. Their paths crossed once again in the late 90s, following Fawcett's breakup with James Orr. The reunion sparked a rekindling of their romance as they rediscovered the depth of their connection. In the years that followed, Fawcett and Lott remained close companions, leaning on each other for support and solace through life's ups and downs. Tragically, Ferrah passed away in 2009, bringing an end to a love story that had endured for over 4 decades. Despite the pain of her loss, Greg Lott remained devoted to her memory, honoring her legacy and cherishing the time they shared together.
He's not the love of her life. I'm the love of her life. And Alana Stewart's not her best friend. I'm her best friend. And I don't know what these people are or what their agenda is, except for the fame and the money. I'm not interested in either one of those things.
Greg Lott always claimed he was Farrah Fawcett's true love. He said that during the final years of her life, after she'd been diagnosed with leukemia, he was prevented from seeing her by Ryan O'Neal. While most of the media discussing Ryan O'Neal and Farrah Fawcett was positive, there were rumors of an ugliness behind the facade of beauty. In the years since her passing, there have been more discussions on whether their relationship was as wonderful as it seemed. Their relationship was marked by passionate arguments and intense emotions, reflecting their tumultuous journey together. Instances of infidelity, including O'Neal's affair with Leslie Ann Stephenson in 1997, led to breakups, but they reconciled in 2001 following O'Neal's leukemia diagnosis. Family drama also played a significant role, with a notable fight between O'Neal and his son Griffin in 2007 adding to their challenges. Ryan O'Neal's daughter Tatum had many great things to say about Farrah Fawcett, but wasn't always happy with how her father treated her. O'Neal's substance abuse and erratic behavior not only impacted his career, but also his personal life, contributing to the relationship's instability. The turmoil within the family, particularly involving Tatum, was believed by O'Neal to have contributed to the stress that may have exacerbated Fawcett's cancer. Her illness was covered extensively by the media and with Ryan O'Neal by her side, and the media once again portrayed them as a power couple and portrayed Ryan O'Neal as a man who truly loved his wife. It was only after Farrah sadly succumbed to her illness that discussions about their relationship resurfaced. After Ryan O'Neal's death in December 2023, there are now more discussions about whether the relationship was as idyllic as it seemed. Ryan's relationship with Farrah wasn't the only troubled one he had. With Farrah, he had son Redmond. He also had 2 children from his previous marriages, Tatum and Griffin, with whom he had an especially strained relationship. He would sometimes blame his children for causing the stress in the household, which eventually led to Farrah's cancer. This became a scope of discussion for journalists throughout the years. Tatum suffered from drug abuse, and Ryan O'Neal has often been accused of introducing his children to drug use. Behind the scenes, it seemed there was no peace, and this affected Farrah Fawcett's well-being. It's been confirmed that the relationship between Farrah and Ryan wasn't as wonderful as it seemed. This is perhaps why she kept in touch with Greg Lott, even when she was in a relationship with Ryan O'Neal. Perhaps Lott and Fawcett were the true power couple that never came together as they should have. Farrah once caught Ryan cheating on her with a young actress. This deeply hurt her naturally, yet she never completely left him. There was speculation that she always loved him, and she chose to have him by her side while she was battling her illness. But there was also speculation that she felt controlled by him and couldn't leave him. In one court case, Ryan O'Neal had to confess to his adultery. He confessed he had an affair with actress Ann Stephenson on the film The General's Daughter. She was 25 at the time. Ryan O'Neal and Farrah Fawcett were both in their 50s when he had the affair.
A long-time love, Farrah Fawcett, who so sadly died, and you were there right through the end. You've been together 30 years on and off, up and down. Even as you were looking there, I could tell it's incredibly painful for you.
Can't look at it. Can't look at it. What bothers me the most is that there was turmoil during my love affair with Farrah. A lot of it caused by my family, by my kids. All of them, but particularly Tatum. And I just think that if she had never met us, would she still be alive today?
Let's end by looking back at Farrah's fantastic life and career. Beyond her acting prowess, she was a gifted artist. She studied art at the University of Texas at Austin and continued to pursue her passion throughout her life. Fawcett's artwork encompassed a variety of mediums, including painting and sculpture, and her talent was recognized and celebrated by art enthusiasts around the world. Her iconic hairstyle. Fawcett's signature hairstyle, characterized by voluminous waves and feathered layers, became a cultural phenomenon in the 1970s. Her iconic look, often referred to as the Farrah Flip, inspired countless imitations and cemented her status as a style icon of the era. Broadway debut. In 1983, Farrah Fawcett made her Broadway debut in the play Extremities, portraying a woman who turns the table on her would-be rapist. Her performance garnered rave reviews, showcasing her ability to command the stage with power and intensity. Documentary. In 2009, Fawcett allowed cameras to document her battle with cancer in a deeply personal documentary called Farrah's Story. The film provided an intimate look at her journey through treatment and served as a testament to her strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Philanthropic work. Throughout her life, Farrah Fawcett was dedicated to charitable causes, including cancer research and advocacy. She donated proceeds from her artwork to support cancer research initiatives and used her platform to raise awareness about the disease. Hollywood Walk of Fame. In recognition of her contributions to the entertainment industry, Farrah Fawcett was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1995. The star, located at 7057 Hollywood Boulevard, serves as a lasting tribute to her legacy as an actress and as a cultural icon. Farrah died June 25, 2009, at age 62 from cancer. It's been 15 years since her death, but her legacy will always live on. Now it's time to hear from you. Are you a fan of Farrah Fawcett? What's your favorite of her many roles? And did you know about the rumors of her relationship with Ryan O'Neal? Does it change the way that you view their relationship? Let us know in the comments section below.